Hi everybody. It's Tuesday, which means it's Tutorial Tuesday, and I am here live with you from Bird's Nest Designs to share with you an awesome stamping technique. And what I love about this technique is not only effective, but it's super simple. And it checks both boxes, which is awesome. Hi everybody, look at all of you already here. Thank you for watching tonight. So like I was saying, we're going to show you this really fun technique card. We haven't done a technique in a while, it feels like, so I thought this would be a perfect one to show. So hi to everybody who's watching along tonight. There are a couple of things I wanted to go over before we get started on the card. So remember last week I said if you shared last week's Facebook Live onto your feed, then you got entered to win the little details, the boss folders. Okay, so there's two folders in here. Can you guys see those? Okay, so I have everybody's name in here that's shared, and I'm just gonna draw a name. Okay, so the winner is, oh, can you see? Sherry. So, oh, and Sherry's watching along with us tonight too, so that's awesome. So Sherry, you are the winner. Thank you so much for sharing my video. So this is your prize. I will get to you ASAP. Now, keeping with that idea, I'm going to offer the same thing this week. So anybody who shares this week's Facebook Live is going to get entered to win the Oh So Ombre Design Series paper. Okay, so this is a full pack of the celebration paper from the spring, and I will get that to you. You'll get your name entered into the draw if you share the video for this week. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today is just a reminder that today is the 10th, which means it's the final day to register or to subscribe for the pumpkin for August, and it's the Hope Box. I don't know if you guys have seen all the posts. I'm super excited about this one. It's got butterflies and it's got pink, so it can't be wrong. It's inspired by co-founder Shelley. I'm reading the comments by Shelley, and it looks like a super fun kit. It's very inspiring, full of hope, and that's always a nice thing to get in the mail. So if you want to subscribe to that, then you can either comment to me or message me, and I'll get that hooked up for you, or you can do it online, and just make sure you choose me as your demonstrator, and then every month you're going to get a free PDF of the alternate projects my wonderful sister creates for us, absolutely free just for being a subscriber. Okay, the final thing was your Peach class. That one I'm super excited for. The final day to register for that one is the 15th, which is Sunday. So if you want more information on that, you can find it under my events, or you can, of course, message me, email me, text me, whatever you need to do. Okay, so that's enough about that. I am going to switch the view down to my desk so we can get making a really awesome card. So bear with me just one sec. Gail, you can do it for a month at a time, or you can, you can do 1 month at a time. I'll message you later, Gail, and I'll explain it all to you. It's super awesome how it works. Okay, so here we go. Tonight I am featuring the Beauty of Friendship stamp set, which pairs beautifully with the watercolor stamping technique. This is going to wow you. I'm telling you, it's so fun. Okay, so this stamp set can be found on page 11 of the catalog. The stamp set's $30. You can buy it as a bundle for $71. It also has this fabulous paper right here, and I'm telling you guys, this one is awesome, especially with all the different seasons it can be stamped on here, and with fall coming, this one's perfect. Okay, so here's the card we're going to create. I did this one last night. I'm telling you, it was a lot of fun. So to do this technique, all you need is stamp, ink, and water. So pretty simple. Started the card with, I'm just going to get most of it assembled. So we've got an old olive card base, just a regular card base, 8.5 by 4.5, scored at 4 1/4. Give that a fold. Okay, and of course, I'm garnish it with the bone folder. Okay, now I'm going to use another shade of green. I'm going to use Mossy Meadow, and that's going to be our next layer on the card. Okay, but I don't attach that yet because we're going to add some ribbon. So that's going to be our card base. I've got a piece of, let me start assembling. Okay, so on this first layer, we're going to take our designer series paper that I've cut from the Beauty of the Earth DSP that I showed you in the catalog, and we're going to add some glue to that. Now look at how fun that backside is even, okay? Very cool. So I like the wood grain because it complements the technique we're doing. So I am just going to situate that on the bottom of the card, leaving an even border, hopefully, on the top, or sorry, the bottom and the sides. Oh dear. Oh well. Happens to the best of us. I got glue overrunning here. Okay, so there we go. That set aside. Now, have you guys heard of our shimmery white paper? I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it is white cardstock that has built-in shimmer. So it's very, very pretty. I'm going to use that. And I've got these two images here for the tree. For this technique tonight, I tried it both ways yesterday, and I like the way this one turned out. This is the stamp that we're going to use. So I've got it here on the block. And then I'm just going to use Mossy Meadow ink. Okay. So before I do this, I want to clear everything else off of my desk. Okay, so I've just got our shimmery white paper here. And you guys know my trick. I like to put the darker paper behind just so I can see it. And this is just a scrap piece, so I'm not worried if that does get a bit of water on it. All right, so in my Stampin' Mister or Stamp Sprayer, I'm not really sure what it's called, I can't remember. I've just filled it with water, okay? And you can get those in the catalog still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp. Can you guys see this? I'm going to move this differently so you can see it in the camera here. Okay, there we go. So we're going to stamp this all up nice and inky, just like that. Then I'm going to take my sprayer. I'm going to spray the water directly onto my stamp, okay? You can put as much or as little as you want. Then we're going to turn it over and we're going to stamp it once. We're going to lift it up and we're going to stamp it again. We're just going to do this all the way across the paper. I told you guys this is an easy technique, and I meant it. So how many of you watching the comments, how many of you have seen or done this technique before? It's really fun. It gives you kind of that watercolory look, and as it dries, of course, it's going to look a little bit different. You know what? That didn't really work out all that good. So bear with me. I'm going to just cut another piece to try something different on there. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside for a sec. This one turned out fine. It's just I want a little bit more color over there. I worry that if I stamp it again over there, it's just going to be too dark. So I'm going to use my stamp once again. I'm just going to try it, and then we'll have a decision. We can decide which one we want to use. And this time what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to start in the middle. Let's try that. Start in the middle. Work my way either way. Okay, I think this one actually turned out better, but we'll let them both dry. off the camera there. So I'm looking, nobody's done this technique, or nobody that's commenting has done this technique. So it's super fun, and it's a really neat way to make this just kind of like a watercolor look. So let's let those dry, and then we'll choose which one we like best. All right, so again, I've got a strip over here of our paper, just scrap. Okay, now in my kit, where did I have it all cut out here? Oh, I did do a label. So this label is from the Hippo Friends dies. They are really nice dies. If you don't have them, then you should check them out. They're in the annual catalog. And I'm going to stamp our sentiment on there. So again, I've just used the shimmer white because I love the little shine that's in it. And I've got my early espresso ink pad. I've got my stamp sentiment that says friendship refreshes the soul. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center here. Okay, just like that. So that's done. That can just go off to the side. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to create this tree here. Now this was a happy mistake that I discovered last night, and I'm going to see if I can recreate it. So what I did was I took the other stamp. So remember I showed you there was two. So this is for the double stamping in the stamp set. So we're going to use thicker, more full stamped image as opposed to this one we used first. So what I did was I stamped it once again in my mossy meadow. But then when I was reaching for my water, I incidentally grabbed my Stampin' Mist. And before I even realized what I was doing, I sprayed my stamp with that. Then I stamped it on my, do it the other way. Then I stamped it onto my paper. And what I noticed was a very similar effect, but instantly dry. So here's one done with, if I was to do the stamp just regular, this is how it would stamp out. Okay, that's without the water technique. Here's what I've done by stamping my Stampin' Mist onto the stamp first. So funny how it was an accident, but it turned out to be a happy accident. And this is already dry, because these here, we are still waiting for. Now, the Stampin' Mist technique wouldn't work to do this, because by the time you stamped one, it'd be dry. It wouldn't give this ongoing flow. Okay, so the water is beneficial here, but for a single image, Stampin' Mist worked perfectly. All right, so let's go ahead and using these wonderful dies that come with the Beauty of Friendship stamp set if you buy the bundle, we are going to cut out this large tree image. So put all this stuff off to the side. And I've just got my little stamp cut and emboss machine here. Okay, and I'm going to, let's get rid of this red paper. We don't have that anymore. All right, I'm going to line this tree up. My die. Oh dear, it's moving on me. And I forgot to grab my Post-it notes. Carefully, I'm going to put that down. All right, and then of course I have the handle on the wrong side, so let me spin that around so I can wheel this through. Oh. Helps to have the back side down too, my goodness. Okay, this is another one of those real-time crafting with Denise evenings. Thanks for being here with me. Okay, here we are. There's our tree cut out. Okay, now let's get this card put together. So here's the two that we've created. I still do like the first one better, so I am going to use this one. I'm just going to, I can't find a Kleenex. Oh, there's one. I'm just gonna dab what's left on here just because you can. Now you could let that dry on its own obviously. You could also use your heat tool to quicken the process. All right, so now this is going to go right on top of our card base we created. I'm going to glue that down. You know, the paper will warp a little bit because of the water we put on it, but that's okay. Once you put the glue on, it'll hold it down in place. Okay, so what do you guys think of that technique? Do you think it's a cool one? Do you think it's one that you will try? I had a lot of fun with it when I discovered it last night. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to add our beautiful, what's this ribbon called? This ribbon is called Gold Shimmer Ribbon. So it's very, very sparkly. Of course, you all know that I like sparkles. So we're going to cut this here. And then I'm going to use my tear tape. Yes, Gail, it's so easy, right? Gives you a really effective look, so it's pretty cool. Okay, so let's attach this ribbon to the back side here. Okay, so here we go. There's our card front. Now we could go ahead and attach this to the front of our card base. I'm going to tear this back side off now because now we can use it to hold it onto the base. There we go. Now, here's our pretty label. Thanks, Bobby. It is fun and super easy. So there's our label. But the reason I'm putting that down, I want to kind of situate where I want it. Now we're going to take this beautiful tree that we created and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. Dimensionals are stuck. Okay, there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this tree down so that it's right near the edge of the card. We don't want it to not fit in the envelope, so don't put it off the edge of your base. So there we've got that tree. And then we're going to attach our label. But before we do the label, I don't want to hide all of this ribbon. So I'm going to cut off another piece. And I'm going to move that again. Loop it through. And don't worry, ladies, I'm not going to tie a bow. I'm just going to do a knot. So we're going to just tie this knot here. Okay. And then I want the tails of this knot to kind of go downwards here. Right, then we're going to attach this. Now, why is that not working for me? Okay. Well, we're just going to move it up a little bit more. I really want this pretty ribbon to show. Like I said, I'm crafting with Denise. I think I've got my tree too low. So we'll just quickly remove. If you do it rather quickly and are gentle, we usually pull the dimensionals off. So let's move our tree up a bit. Now we can put our label on. There we go. So our ribbon will still show. So I've got a couple dimensionals on the one end, on the right-hand side, and then I'll just put a little bit of my white glue here. I'm going to push that ribbon down with the label a little bit. And then we can kind of fluff these around. And then, of course, trim off that fraying edges. Okay. Now we're almost done our card, but of course I tie in the bling of this gorgeous ribbon. So I'm going to use some of our gilded gems, and use these many times, I'm sure. I really like them. I like how bright and sparkly they are. And then I'm going to take my Take a Pic tool, and I'm just going to, sometimes you have to nudge these bigger ones. There we go. Okay. Come on. All right, that one's stubborn. I'm just going to do it with my hands today. It's all good. And we're going to take some of the smaller ones. See how easily that came off? That's how it's supposed to go. That one was being stubborn. Okay. So there we have, there is our card showing the watercolor stamp technique. And again, you could go over it. You can do it as much as you want. You could stop, respray your stamp and do it again. I just kind of wanted to show the flow of stamping from one end to the other. Super easy to do. The shimmer white paper is a little bit better than just the normal basic white because it's a little bit thicker, so it absorbs the water a bit better. Of course, you can try this with any kind of paper that you have. Watercolor paper would all work really well. So there you have it. I'd love to hear your comments on what you think of this technique and the video tonight. Don't forget that for the month of August, anybody who places an order of $60 or more using my August host code will receive a free pack of holiday rhinestones the first week of September. Or I shouldn't say that, the beginning of September. It all depends how quickly they arrive. And I'll get those out to you. So let me just switch this view again so I can say goodbye to all of you, and thank you for watching along with me tonight. Thank you for being here and supporting me in these live videos. I hope that you enjoyed this one. And again, remember to share the video and get entered to win this pack of Designer Series paper. Yes, Gail, it's in the annual catalog. I'll find it and I'll post what page it's on. So this is a prize if you share the video this week. Okay, lots of comments. Any questions, please let me know. I'll go through and read the comments now that when I end the video. And thank you again for being here. I hope to hear from you real soon. Cheers.